This is America, but that's not what we're here for. We are here for an event called Bleeding Kansas. So what is Bleeding Kansas? There were many causes to the Civil War, one being a war in Kansas. During 1854 through 1861, these bloody battles known as Bleeding Kansas took place in Kansas and in Missouri. The abolitionists were people who did everything that they could to free slaves, and the slave owners kept slaves as captives. Kansas was an abolitionist state, while as Missouri was a slave-owning state. During the event of many of the battles that took place in many towns, mainly in Kansas, giving the name to the time period, Bleeding Kansas. This action took place from the Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854, which nullified the Missouri Compromise and instead implemented the concept of popular sovereignty. This led to people from both sides to flood the state to gain more votes for one side or the other. On January 29, 1861, Kansas was admitted as a Union state. But who started this? Well, a person named John Brown was a radical abolitionist who believed that slavery was impossible to end without the shedding of blood. He thought that he was chosen by God to end slavery. Brown was a strong abolitionist and led many attacks against the slave owners. In one of his raids, he and his group was captured. Brown later that day was hanged by his captors. So why is Bleeding Kansas important? Well, Bleeding Kansas was important because Kansas was an open state and both North and South wanted to claim it to have an advantage over the other side. Even though it was voted a Southern state, Congress did not recognize it as such because it was above the Missouri Compromise line, which stated that all states above it were owned by the North. This created controversy in the Congress, escalating to so much that Preston Brooks attacked Charles Sumner in U.S. Senate in 1856. While the pro-slavery party argued, the anti-slavery party regained some control over Kansas. The abolitionists, led by John Brown, wiped out most of the pro-slavery troops in a battle named Pottawatomie Creek. In the end, the abolitionists won. When they asked Congress to recognize it as a free state, Congress agreed, and Kansas and Nebraska both became free states. This ended the event of burning Kansas. Thank you for watching. This video was made by Sachit, Nayak, Chen, and Sagar, Malakar.